Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this session we are going to determine the digital output for a given analog input using the ADC of ARM controller. So before we proceed with the program, let us see some theoretical aspects regarding to analog to digital converter. Okay, so analog to digital converter is used to convert analog signal voltage into its equivalent digital values. In LPC2148 microcontroller, which is based on ARM7 TDMI, has got two internal ADC, namely ADC0 and ADC1, so which are of 10 bits based on the principle of successive approximation. Okay, so we can see that here. So since I told you that each are having 10 bits, it will range from 0 to 2 to the power 10, that is 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, that is 10 bits, to 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So this will give it 2 to the power 10, which will be ranging to 1024. That means the range will be from 0 to 1023. So here 0 represents the input voltage of 0 and 1023 corresponds to the input maximum voltage of 3.3 volt. That means we can range from 0 to 3.3. So this is the maximum voltage what we can give. Okay, so as per LPC2148, because we know that LPC2148 works on 3.3 voltage. So thus 0 to 3.3 voltage analog input is converted into corresponding digital value. So that is what we are going to see it using the internal ADC in the LPC2148 trainer kit. Okay, so now we can see in this diagram here. Okay, so range is from 0 to maximum up to 3.3 volt. So here 1023 samples will be taken from 0 to 3.3 volt, and the step value is defined as the smallest change in the output based on the change in the input. That means now for if you give the input signal as 0, the digital value is also 0. If there is a small variation in the analog value, there will be a small variation in the digital value. That is what we need to see. The maximum what we can go is up to 3.3. Okay, 3.3 voltage means 1024 samples we can see. That means 1024 digital values we can see it in the console. Okay, that is how we are going to convert this analog into the digital value. Okay, that we need to keep in your mind. Okay, so it is defined as the smallest change in the output based on the change in the input. So if the input is 0, of course the output is also 0. If the input is 1, then you can see some variation in the digital value, which we usually call it as a resolution. Okay, each and every single vary what we see in output, that we call it as a resolution. And now we are going to see how we are going to calculate the step size. Okay, just look at this diagram. So you can see the formula here. Step size is equal to input range by resolution. So input range, as I already mentioned you, that is 3.3 volt. Resolution is 2 to the power 10. That means how many samples we can see? 1024. That is equivalent to 2 to the power 10. So just divide it 3.3 by 1023 samples. That will give you in this particular value volt. So this is nothing but 3.23 millivolt. Okay, approximately it comes up to this. Okay, now as I already mentioned that ADC in LPC2148 ARM7 core has two inbuilt ADC modules, which are ADC0 and ADC1. Just for your kind information, ADC0 has 6 channels. Okay, it varies from AD0.1 to AD0.6. Similarly, ADC1 has 8 channels. Okay, 8 channels, AD1.0 to AD1.7. okay, so in our experiment we are using only ADC0, that is with the AD0.1 channels. That is how many channels we have? 6 channels, among which we are using a 1 channel now. Okay, now let me show you the ADC related pins. Okay, look at here. So these are the ADC related pin for ADC0 and ADC1. As I told you, there are 6 channels, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, these 6 channels are in these pins. You can see port 0, 28th pin, port 0, 29th pin, 30th pin, 25th pin, 4th pin and 5th pin for ADC0. Similarly for ADC1 we have 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 21 and 22. But in our experiment we are focusing only on ADC 0. Okay, now let me show you the pin diagram of LPC2148 so that you can get an idea why we are highlighting on port 0 28th pin. Let me show you that. Okay, have a look of this pin diagram here. Can you see the port 0 28th pin here? Here. Okay, you can see that is there in AD 0.1. That is what we need to. This is the first channel. Like that we have 6 channels for ADC 0. Okay, 8 channels for ADC 1. In our experiment we are using only one channel, that is ADC 0.1. And as I already explained you in my earlier lecture that in each pin we have minimum 1 functionality and maximum it may go up to 4 functionalities. Okay, now you can see that AD 0.1 is there in the second functionality. Okay, so in the GPIO pin selection register for the 28th pin of port 0 we have to make it as 01, so that for the 28th pin it will come to know that we are accessing the second functionality. Okay, so look at the diagram here. Yeah, in this diagram you can see 28th pin is where it is in this pin select 1. See, this is pin select 0, pin select 1, pin select 2. In that 28th pin is here. Can you see it here? This one, 28th pin. Okay, here I need to make 0 1. Rest all should be 0. Here I need to make a 0 1, so that the port 0 28th pin, that is ADC 0.1 first channel will get activated. Okay, so what is the value? It is very simple, 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. Rest all are 0, so it will be 0x01 00 0000. Okay, so that we are going to select put it in the pin select 1. Okay, that is how we are going to activate the ADC 0.1. Okay, I hope you understood this point. Okay, let me take you to that diagram here. Yeah, here. Okay, so we are going to check ADC 0.1 channel which is connected to port 0.28. Okay, that is we are going to give input signal through port 0 28th pin. Okay, so in order to give the input voltage we need to configure this pin for analog to digital function. Okay, so that is what I had shown you right now. So once you configure it, we had seen, right, pin select 1 will become 0x01 00 00 00. Okay, so this is the same diagram which I have shown you right now. Okay, 28th pin is here, so this will be 0. All are 0 because each pin will have 2 bits to represent. Why 2 bits? Because we know we have 4 functionalities. Okay, now that is there in second functionality, so it is 0 1. First functionality is 0 0, second is 0 1, third one is 1 0, fourth one is 1 1. Okay, so in place of port 0.28 pin it is 0 1. Rest all are 0. This will give you 0x01 00 00 00. Please make a note of that point. Okay, now let us understand the concept of analog to digital converter register. Okay, so ADC has 2 registers, one namely analog to digital converter or register, okay, or analog to digital global data register. Okay, ADCR and ADGDR. Remember, ADCR and ADGDR. This is ADGDR global data register. This ADOCR. Okay, ADOCR, that is control register. Remember this point. So here in control register we configure for analog to digital conversion, and global data register will store the final result along with its done bit. You can see a done bit is there in GDR global data. So once the done bit is 1, definitely it will tell that okay, we received the data, now we are ready to transfer it. Result will be stored from the pin 6 to 15. However, I am going to explain it again. Okay, now let us concentrate to the control register here. Okay, so this is the format of the analog to digital control register. Here you can see we have 0 to 7 as a select pin here. Okay, select, this is used for selecting the channel. This is used for selecting the channel. After that we have clock division, that is from 8 to 15. This is used for clock division. Okay, however, I am going to explain it to you. This is the next comes, you can ignore this 3 burst clocks are reserved. After that come PDN. This is nothing but power down. Okay, this comes in 21st pin. By default it will be 0. We need to make it as 1 to make port 0.25 to work as analog input. Okay, we need to make it. And next comes the after that reserved. Okay, start sim. Okay, here this comes from 24 to 26. This comes from 24 to 26. This is to initiate the analog to digital conversion process. We need to make this 24th bit to 1. See, now if you want to initiate the analog to digital conversion, we need to make a 24th bit as 1, 25th bit as 0, 26th bit as 0. That means what is a 3 binary code is 001. We have to make it as 001 so that it starts the conversion process. After that you can ignore it. Okay, we are ignoring reserved edge. Here it is 001. This is again 00. Here 0. Okay, reserved is 0. So we are concentrating on select, clock division, power down, start. That's all. Okay, only for that much we are going to see. Now as you know that in our experiment we are using AD 0.1. Okay, AD 0. That means analog to digital converter channel 1. Okay, to select the analog input pin, we need to make the first bit of cell to 1. See, this bit we have to make it as 1. Okay, remember that, right? Now to select the analog input pin, we need to make the first bit of a selector to 1. That is among all the 8 bits of select. See, select is having how many bits? 8 bits. You can see from 0 to 7. Okay, 0 to 7 means how many? 8 bit. In that we have to make the first bit as a 1. I'll tell you, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, just here you see here it has 8 bits, right? So I'll draw it 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total it has 8 bits. Among 8 bits it has to, we have to make the first bit as 1 so that to select it as an analog input pin. So this is the 0th bit, this is the first bit, because 0 to 7 it is. Okay, so first bit is this one, so it will become, so this will become 0, okay, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, so this will become, this will give you 0, this will give you 2. So 0, 2 will stand in selector. So in this place you will get a 0, 2. Okay, remember that point, right? So we know that LPC2148 works on 12 megahertz. Okay, we are using 12 megahertz for our Chipmax design trainer kit. We are using 12 megahertz, and our ADC converter works on 3 megahertz. Please do remember this. Okay, so in order to achieve 3 megahertz clock frequency from this 12 megahertz, we need to divide that 12 megahertz by 4. Only when we divide 12 by 4 only we are able to get it as a 3 megahertz, right? So now what we need to do, this clock division is used to divide it. Okay, so we need to in place of this, how many bit codes are there? Again 8 bit codes are there, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So here we have to give 4. Okay, value 4. Why? Because to achieve 3 megahertz clock frequency from 12 megahertz. Okay, so 12 megahertz we have it in LPC2148. Okay, but to achieve 3 megahertz clock frequency we have to divide the 12 by 4. So now in place of this binary values we have to put 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. That means in place of select we got 0, 2. Here we get 0. Okay, 0, 2 here, 0, 4 here, right? I'll show you that. Look at here, this one. So this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 for the first one, selector. Okay, after that what was there here? Clock division. Okay, so in the clock division we have to make it as a 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. This one. Okay, see this one. These two are for select. 8 bits. No, this is done. This is for select. Okay, and this is there. No, this is for clock division. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. That will give you 0, 4. So this is clear now. 0, 4, 0, 2 till here. Okay, after that burst clocks and results are of no use. Okay, we can ignore that. So we are putting 3 zeros here, as you can see here. Okay, so not required. So here this one, okay, because since it accumulates how many bits you see here, burst it takes only one pin, okay, only one slot, clock again 17, 18, 19, so 3, and this one, and also reserved is 0 here. Next comes with the power down here, okay. So we can ignore all the pins from 16 to 20 and make it as 0. Later we'll enable the bit 21, which is the 21 here, power down. This we are going to enable it to high, okay. We are going to enable it to high, and again 22 to 23 will make it as 0, and again start pins, as I told you, 24 to 26, this will make it as 0, 0, 1, and finally 27 to 31 pin also will make it as 0, and we are going to get this as an answer here. So after doing this, you see here 0, 0, 0, 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0 is 2, 0, 0, 0, 0 is 0, and of course this you already know, right? Clock division is 0, 4, and the select is 0, 2. Okay, so final answer is this one. This is the values to be stored in the ADO CR in the control register 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 4, 0, 2. Okay, but sometimes what happens is we can also store it as 0, 0, 2, 1, 0, 4, 0, 2. It depends upon the manufacturer of the trainer kit. Okay, later I'll explain you when I'm going to demonstrate the program. Anyways, I hope all of you are clear till here. Okay, now coming back to the next register, that is ADO GDR, okay, global data register here, right? So this register will hold the digital data after the conversion. See, so ADO-CR, we were it is holding analog input, right? Analog input, right? Now that analog input has to be converted into digital value. Now after the conversion, you need to have some other register which will hold the digital value. That is holded by ADO GDR. That is why it is called global data register, and that result will be occupied in this location 6 to 15 in result location. Okay, in this location, remember that. Okay, so this register will hold the digital data after conversion and also tell whether the analog to digital conversion process is completed or not. Okay, so how does it come to know? Via done bit. So if the done bit is set to 1, then the conversion is completed. If it is not, then it is not complete. So what we need to check means here, we have to check 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. That means this bit should be, see, however when you're converting into binary, so this first bit should be 1, then only we will come to know that the conversion is successful. Okay, now for that we will put this as first bit as 1, rest all as 0. What will you get answer? 0x 8 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Now this we will use the masking technique to ensure whether the conversion is over. Okay, if it is over, then we will take the value only from this location. For that we need to fetch the values from 6 to 15. How do we fetch? We will shift it right and then we will fetch it. That during the program I'll explain you how to do that. Okay, I hope all of you are clear with till ADO GDR. Okay, so remember here the result is stored in a pin 6 to 15. Okay, to get that result we need to shift 6 bits towards right. Anyways, now let me take you to the program. So in the program, as you can see, we have as usual we have header files. There are a few more header files here. So we have lpc214x.h, we have stdio, stdint, string, and also we have a user defined header file, that is s.h. Okay, I created a new header file here, s.h, wherein in that header file there are only two functions here. One is to send a character, another is to send the string. Okay, this is not actually mandatory. You can also write these two functions in the same program, but just to show you that we can also create a user defined header files, we have done this job. Okay, later I will tell you where I need to save this header file. Okay, we need to put it into the key editor there. Okay, I will tell you later after I explain you the program. Okay, now as we can see that we have two functions which are declared, that is uart and delay. One thing I would like to tell you here, whenever you are going to give a small variation in the analog, okay, of course you will get the there is a variation in the digital output, right? So this digital output you can see it in 7-segment display or in LCD or in UART. Okay, but we are using internal UART to see the answer, So why we are doing this? Because to decrease the line of code. That's the only thing. Okay. Or else you have to write the program for LCD so that it will interface with the analog this thing what the kits, and definitely to send the data also you need to write the program. To make the code very simpler, we are making use of internal UART, okay, terminal to display the outputs. Okay, digital values you can see it in the terminal. Analog, for the giving the input in the analog signal, we use the separate ADC kit. Okay, internal analog to digital converter we are making use of it. Okay, anyways, let me take you to the main function. In the main functions we can see I had given two variables, one for ADC which will hold the analog and another for voltage. Okay, this will hold the digital value, this will hold the analog voltage value. Okay, anyways it is holding in the two arrays here, volt 1 and volt here. Okay, now we have to select the pin selector. So pin select we are not using anything, so that is full 0. We are told you, because in our ADC we are using only ADC 0. In that we are using 28th pin. The 28th pin comes under pin select 1. I had shown you that diagram. Let me show you again. So this full row is pin select 0. This full row is pin select 1. This is pin select 2. Pin select 2 is for port 1. 0 and 1 is for port 0. Remember. Now port 0, are you using anything? No. That's the reason we had put all 0. In port in pin select 1 we are using the 28th pin. Okay, that is why the code is written like this. Pin select 0 we are not using anything. In pin select 1 we are using the 28th pin, that is 0 1. So I hope all of you got, see each value is contributing 4 bits. Okay, this 0 means 0 0 0 0, this 1 means 0 0 0 1. That is how you get the 28th pin. Okay, please make sure. And this is ADOS here. This is the value what I told you. This value we had calculated right here. So this value we are going to write it here. Okay, that we are storing it in a ADOS here. In the control register we need to store it. Next, coming back to the while loop, we are checking whether ADO DR1 and 0x800000000. Okay, what do you mean by this? This is nothing but whether the done bit is 1. Whether we need to check whether the conversion is over or not. Only once the conversion is over, we are going to display that output in the internal UART, or else we are not going to do that. And this is how we do that. Okay, I had shown you that. Yeah, this one, look at here, ADO GTR, this should be 1, rest all should be 0. If done bit is 1, then the conversion is over. That is why we need to write like this. So everything we have to give it in this binary format. Okay, 800. So this will ensure this will monitor the bit has a 1 and it is going to, it has converted to the digital successfully. Now if so, then you just and the ADO 0 DR1 with 0000 FFC0. Now why we are doing this FFC0 here? So let me tell you the concept behind this here. So in order to get the bits from 6 to 15, we need to add ADO 0 DR1 with this number. That means look at this diagram here. Yeah, see, your result is the digital value will be stored in this place 6 to 15. Okay, now I need to fetch only this one. To do fetch this, I need to add it with this value 0000 FFC0. I need to do that operation. Okay, then shifting that 6 to 15th value to right by 6 bits. See, this is what I do. Once you are able to get that value, okay, once you found that value, you are going to get only this value, right, FF. Okay, rest value you will not get. Okay, why we are doing FF, I hope you all understand. Anything you are going to add it with 1, it will remain same. Okay, that value to fetch, I am using this. Now once I fetch, okay, once I fetch from here, you can see here, I want this value. I found this value. Now I want to move it to 6-bit rest towards right. Why? Because 0 to 5 is reserved. Now this result I need to move towards 6-bit towards right. For that purpose, I am using a right shift operator here. Okay, you have to shift the 6 to 15th value to right by 6 bits. Okay, and store that value in the ADC data, as you can see there. Okay, then to calculate the voltage we use the formula. What is the formula we use? ADC data, whatever you get that divided by 1023 into 3.3, that you will get it as a voltage. And to print it, we use sprintf in embedded C. Okay, we print it in a float value so that voltage will be here and digital value will be in volt 1. That's the reason we had given the array here space here. Okay, memory location. So the size of the array we had given 11 for volt 1, that is for digital value. For the analog we are given up to 4. Okay, and once you are doing all this thing, now it's time to display. To display, I told you I am not using any LCD or any LEDs. I am using internal UART to make the code simpler. That's the reason we have to go for UART 0. The same code, I think I had explained you this UART in the first program itself while displaying the hello world. I had already explained, but just to brush up I can tell you again. So pin select 0, we are going to OR it with the 0x00 0005. Why we do that? Because to enable the receiver and the transmitter pin. Okay, you can see it here. So enable and transmitter and receiver pin lies in port 0.0 and port 0.1 as per the pin diagram here. As per the pin diagram, it is stored in that particular location. Now to do that, we require to make this as 0 1 and this as 0 1. 0 1 0 1 will become 5. Rest all are 0. So this is in first row, so it is pin select 0. Okay, please do remember. Then in LCR we have to make a 0x83. So DLAP will be 1 1 0 0. Since we want 8-bit character length, we required 1 1 at the end. So LCR, I hope all of you remember that. Okay, we need to configure that. Let me show you if you have forgotten it. Okay, yeah, look at here, this one, line control register. So this has to be 1 so that we can transmit the data. 1 0 0 0 and 0 0, this word length should be 1 1 so that we get a 8-bit character length. So this will give you 83. So that is 83 written it here. DLM and DLL should be 0 and 61. So this is after we calculated the baud rate of 9600 with the peripheral clock of 15 megahertz, we got this value. Okay, the 61 is hexadecimal of 97. And finally, after transmitted data, we have to make the DLAP bit to 0. So we get from 83 to 03. Okay, so this is the initialization of UART. After that, we are calling send string. Okay, now it's time to display. After you initialize the UART, it's time to display. And this send string, we are written it in s.h. Okay, send char and send string. Okay, now what we are doing here, send string. Let me tell you what we are going to do here. Okay, so this function will accept the message and then it calculates the length of the character to display. Okay, so what it does means it will calculate the length here one by one. Okay, length, that is the strlen of message, that will be stored in length. And of course this send char. So what is this send char? 0D means line feed, 0A means a carriage return. Just like we write in C program, no, /n/r, like that. We write the hexadecimal code of this line feed, that is 0D means ASCII code of enter key, 0A is the carriage return, ASCII code of carriage return. Okay, and that we pass it as a send character and it will go to here, it will take the value, it will however it is stored in LSR, line status register, and it is going to check and it with the 0 cross 20. Why it is going to cross with 0 cross 20? Just to ensure whether it has a the THR bit is holding some data or not. Let me show you that. See, look at here. Yeah, this one. THR means transmit holding register. It should hold the value, no? Then only it can send it to the receiver end. So we are using some masking technique here. So it is 0010 0000. So 20 means the THR bit is holding the value. How do you ensure receiver bit is holding the value? It should be 01, right? 0000 0001. So 01 is a masking technique to ensure receiver has received the data. 20H is a masking technique to ensure transmitter as a THR has received the data. That's the reason we are going to add it with 02H. If it is there, then it will send it to THR. See, like that. Okay. So this is the send character function. And finally, we are going to take the complete message. Okay. The message is nothing but where that is the length of the MSG. Okay, so what is that send string message? That is we are sending it here. That is the ADC output, that voltage 1 and volt. That means we are going to send the analog input. The conversion will happen inside, and after it converted, it is converted to digital value. That digital value also is been displayed here. So that also they had used the same function send string. Okay, send a string like this, and each and every time it will increment the pointer by 1. Okay, so that it can display the complete values in the internal UART. Okay, so these two functions is written in a s.h, and do not forget to add that or include that header file in the main file. So this is the program for conversion of analog to digital. Okay, so this is embedded C program which will determine the digital output for a given analog input using ADC of ARM controller. Now let us focus on to the execution of this program. Okay. Yes. So now we'll see the interfacing of analog to digital converter of ARM controller. Okay. So we are going to give the analog input. Let us see how it is going to convert into the digital values. So as you can see here, this is the ADC card. Okay, temperature and ADC card, and you can see this is the pot. Okay, so we are varying this pot. It starts from 0 to 1023 samples. As I already explained in the program that from 0 to 3.3 analog inputs, we have 1024 samples. Okay, so that is what we are going to find out. So as and when we turn this pot towards the right, okay, that is in the clockwise direction, we can see the variations in the digital outputs based on the analog variations. Okay, this is the pot, and here you can see there is an ADC and temp. Okay, and there is a jumper connected to it. You can see the jumper here. This is a jumper. Okay, we have to, you can see, make sure that, so this jumper is connected towards the ADC, not towards the temp. Okay, right, and this is the LPC2148 microcontroller. LPC2148 microcontroller. Make sure the DC power supply is connected to it, 9 volts, and also serial interface cable which is connected to the UART slot of the microcontroller, and another end is connected to the processor USB slot. Okay, make sure the two switches are on here, UART 0 and UART 1. Two switches are on. PW need not to be switched on here. Okay, now as you can see that the program is written. Okay, the same program which I had explained you is written here, right? And also I have a header file here. Okay, in the header file I created two functions. One is to send the character, another is to send the string values. Okay, and this s.h header file is added in the main program adc.c here. You can see it here, right? Hash include s.h. And make sure this s.h, this header file, is also copied in the main folder. I'll show you that. You can see now in the ADC folder you have this s.h header file, right? You have to copy this, okay, and go to C drive, key folder. In that you can find a folder called ARM. In ARM you have to go for RV31 folder, okay, RV31 INC folder, include folder. Here you have to copy. Okay, I'll show you where I copied it here. You can see here s.h is copied to this folder. So this is very important. Okay, those are using Windows 7 or Windows 10, you have to copy this header file to this path. This is very important. And then once you do that, this happens only when you have a header file here, or else there is you need not to copy it to that particular path. Okay, only whenever you have header file you need to do this procedure. After you do this procedure, you know how to add these two files to the target here. Okay, double click on source group and you can add it. I had already added it. You can see adc.c and s.h. Both have been added successfully. Now it's time to compile the code. Okay, so compile it. You can see 0 errors and 0 warnings. After that you have to build your program. Once you build your program, you are ready to burn the program to the microcontroller. Okay, so let us do that now. So to burn the code from the processor to the microcontroller, we required a FlashMagick software here. I am using a FlashMagick software. Okay, select the device LPC2148 with the specific port here, COM4. So in my machine I am having COM4. Other machines you may get some other port like COM3 or COM2 or COM1. Okay, do that. Select the 9600 baud rate with the 12 megahertz oscillator and select for that hexa code here. I had already done that. Okay, adc project.hex file, and then you have to click on start. So you can see here now the program is transferring to the microcontroller. Okay, once it is done, it will display a message called finished. So it is verifying all the address, and later once it is done, it will give you a message called finished. And once it is done, we are going to open the UART terminal. Now it's done. You can see the finished has come here. Now let us go to the tools in the FlashMagic. Click on the tools and click on terminal. Once you click on terminal, it will ask for the port number and the baud rate. Click on OK. Okay. Now let me start from the first. You can see here analog value is 0. So the digital value is also 0. Right? 0 and 0. Now I am going to move the pod. Okay. You can see here. Just I am shifting the pod. Slight variations you can see here now. So you can see that 0.3 is an analog value and 106 is a digital value respectively. Okay. Similarly, I am going to turn the pod still further towards the clockwise direction. Okay. I am just moving the pod. You can see the value has been drastically changed to 477. Okay. For analog input 1.5, 479 is a digital output you get. Similarly, at the maximum, I can go up to 1023 samples, 0 to 1023. Total 1024 samples are there. For the 1023 digital value, what is the analog input we are given? 3.3. As I explained you in the program that we are having a formula, right? So based on that, you are getting the digital output here. So this is how we interface ADC to the microcontroller. Thank you.